Hello again. In the 1970s, it was fairly obvious to everybody that the tensions between Russia and America in the Middle East were primarily due to the huge amounts of oil found in that region. At a time when the West was running on oil and there were no plans to cut it back anytime soon, the geopolitical logic was inescapable. America had to secure its position in that part of the world. Of course, things have changed since then. These days, we are all trying to cut back on our dependence on fossil fuels, and the name of the game is renewables. We all want things powered by batteries, whether this means mobile telephones, computers, or even motor cars, and in the future, aeroplanes. As well as that, we want lots of wind turbines and solar panels. All these things use lots of lithium and various rare earths that most of us have never heard of. These are very difficult to find metals that are vital for modern technology. There are lots of these minerals in Africa, which is of course why the Chinese are busily engaged in a modern form of economic colonialism there. As it happens, the largest deposits of these useful substances in Europe happen to lie in eastern Ukraine, right where the Russians have occupied large chunks of the country and annexed provinces like Donetsk. Isn't that an amazing coincidence that the biggest European war in 80 years should erupt right where all those mineral deposits are found? Well, not really. This is the key to the whole situation which we are in. All the offering of that support to Zelensky in the interest of justice and because we believe in a fair world, that we are helping Ukraine stand up to a bully. None of it's true. It never was true. Just as with the oil in the Middle East, we've been jockeying for position and getting ready to help the Ukrainians start mining that stuff so they can sell it to us at a heavily discounted rate. We desperately need those rare earths if we're going to carry on pursuing the goal of net zero. Half of them are in the areas occupied by Russia, and half are still available in Ukraine. Now, though, President Trump has stepped in and simply said out loud what the game is, which we are all actually playing. No wonder the professional politicians in Europe hate him. His solution to the war in Ukraine is to say plainly that this is a fight for important minerals and to propose a peace deal to the Russians. This would entail Russia and America splitting those rare earths 50-50, with Russia being allowed to keep the province of Donetsk and start mining there, while the Americans are guaranteed the stuff which is actually in Ukraine. This would suit both Russia and America very well. It's in this context that the British Prime Minister has offered to send troops to Ukraine in a vain bid to maintain our influence in the area. I might mention that none of the newspapers or television stations in this country seem at all inclined to spell out exactly what is happening, because it would entail admitting that all our supposedly altruistic support for Ukraine was a lot of nonsense. All those refugees we took in, all the Ukrainian flags which were flown in Britain for years, all the Facebook accounts with Ukrainian flags on them and slogans, it was all hypocrisy and cant. This war, like almost every other war since the beginning of history, was just another money squabble, in which greedy countries tried to take advantage of a weaker nation in order to obtain its resources. All you people who supported Ukraine because you thought it was the right thing to do, you've all been had, you mugs.